Hey everyone, this is Heidi Gusted with another crochet video tutorial. Today I'm going to show you how to work the granny ripple stitch. To work the granny ripple stitch, there's two concepts you really need to master: the foundation of the piece and then how to work subsequent rows. So let's tackle the foundation first. So I've cast on just a sample number of stitches here. Make sure to go with what your pattern calls for or do the math to have the right stitch count for the project you're going for. So what we're going to do to get started here is do 3 double crochet stitches in the 5th chain from the hook. So we're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then work 3 double crochets in that single space, and then we'll chain 3 and work 3 more double crochets, all in that one space. And that will help our work bend into the nice chevron or ripple we're going for. All right, here's the 3rd double crochet. 1, 2, 3, and now we'll chain 3 and double crochet 3 more in that same space. Two and 3. All right, so this first cluster of stitches, what this does is form this nice triangle shape with a point. And if you look at this swatch here, you can see what it looks like in the context of the larger granny ripple stitch. There's the one cluster, the chain 3 is wrapped by these orange stitches, and down here is the second cluster of 3. Now to continue on, we're going to skip 2 chains in the foundation without twisting our work. That's important. 1, 2, and then we'll work 3 double crochets in that space. There's 1, 2, and 3. So for the basics of the foundation of the granny ripple stitch, that's really all you need to know how to do, is 2 clusters of 3 double crochet stitches with 3 chains in between, and then a single cluster of 3 double crochet stitches all by itself. So you'll follow the pattern as it's written until there's just 1 chain left, and then you're going to end with doing 1 double crochet in that last space. And this is where the color change comes in if you want to do the beautiful granny classic color changes. So we're going to do our double crochet stitch to this point. So we did our yarn over, piercing through that last stitch, drawing the yarn through, 1 more yarn over until we're ready for that last yarn over. Now we're going to grab a new color of yarn for the final yarn over of that double crochet. So that's our yarn over, and we're going to draw it through. And leave yourself a tail to avoid pulling the yarn out of your work. Now you're ready to continue on in the body of your granny ripple stitch project. All right, so through the magic of video, we fast forwarded a little in our granny ripple stitch project to where we have just switched colors. Now we're going to start the row by chaining 4. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, and turning our work. Now as we go along, we're going to work 3 double crochet stitches in the spaces between the clusters of stitches in the previous row. So we'll yarn over and double crochet 3 times. So that's our second double crochet in that space and our 3rd. And then without doing any chains, we're going to do that 1 more time in this space. So there's 1, 2, and 3. Now we've come to one of the peaks in our ripples. So what we're going to do for that part is the same that we did down here in the foundation of our work. We're going to do 3 double crochet stitches, chain 3, and 3 more double crochet stitches, and this will form the new peak in this green row of our work. There's 2 and 3, followed by a chain 3 to form our peak, and 3 more double crochet stitches to finish out that point. There's 2 and 3. Now, as we work down toward the valley in our work, we're going to do 2 clusters of 3 double crochet stitches, just like before, without any chains in between. There's 1 cluster of 3, and now 2. Now that we finished our second cluster of 3 double crochet stitches as we work down the side of our peak, we're going to skip 1 space between 2 clusters to form the valley of our work. And we won't chain anything at all before we jump to that next space and work a cluster of 3 double crochets. And so what this does by skipping that 1 space, it makes the valley of our ripple stitch really defined and pulls the space between the peaks together. So taking a closer look, you can see that as we work in each row in this granny ripple stitch, we've got our chain 4 to start, 2 clusters of 3 double crochet stitches separated in each space between the previous row. And then when we get to that peak, it's double crochet 3, chain 3, double crochet 3 again, and then working down the side, 2 more sets of 3 double crochet, no chains in between, and then to form the valley, we skip that space. So it's a little bit to wrap your head around if you're brand new to the granny ripple stitch, but just a little bit of practice and you'll have this mastered in no time. And that was how to work the granny ripple stitch in crochet. A really addictive stitch. This makes great scarves and afghans. If you have any questions for us, don't forget to leave a comment and tune in again soon for more crochet tutorials.